What's up, wild men and ladies? I'm about back to my house. I'll be there probably a little after lunch tomorrow. But I can't remember what day I left. I'd have to look back at my Facebook on the first video. But I went to Washington State. Went up on Mount Rainier, about got snowed in. I was planning on staying there a few days, but weather wasn't cooperating and I really couldn't see the mountain that good. I drove up and basically in the clouds, so after the snowstorm freaked me out, I was glad to get off the mountain myself. Things was getting a little hairy. I did post a video as I was coming off the mountain when things started clearing up. But Lord, don't want to do that again in wintertime. But I had a blast. Then I headed to Arizona. Went down there and stayed camping at my old friend's house. And I left there. Figured that I was going to stop in New Mexico and do some camping, but I ended up going. I can't remember all the places I stopped and stayed, but figured I'd go hang out at Roswell. Well, I got to Roswell and I didn't see anything fascinating, so I didn't stay there. So I come on down through Texas, and now I'm back in Tennessee, but I'm just into the state. Still got to drive the whole state. But I haven't been plugged in since I've been gone. I've been charging my batteries with my DC to DC charger, my alternator. And it looks like I'm going to have to double up the size of that. Everything's been going pretty good. I actually, I know people don't believe me, but I'll show a little picture. Let's see. Actually been running that heater. Right now we're at 76%. While I was in Arizona, I run the 5,000 BTU air conditioner. It come on and off all night long. And that took my batteries down to 53%. And from Arizona to now, they have not come back to 100%. It's like my alternator's not got enough juice to feed the DC to DC charger. I don't know if it's going to make it any better, but I'm going to add the other one, which I'll be running 2 DC to DC chargers, which are 18 watts a piece. Amps a piece. I don't know if that's going to do it or if I'm going to have to actually get a special alternator or something. I still haven't figured out. Haven't did any research, see how many amp alternator I've got. Don't know if it's a smart alternator either. Like I say, I'm kind of blind and dumb to some of this. But what I'm using right now is Victron, and so far I'm very pleased with theirs. Love the Bluetooth, and I had disastrous with Renogy. I went through 4 different Renogy DC to DC chargers. They just wouldn't hold up. 4 of them within a 2-year period, and the last 2 were like the last 40 amp lasted 3.5 days, and a 20 amp lasted a half a day. So I sent them back to Amazon. I get back home, see if they reimburse my money, and I switched to Victron. But I didn't do a lot of videos on this trip. My little dog wasn't cooperating for one thing. Made it really hard trying to shoot a video. And when we left Allen's, he had some chicken left over, and he shredded it up and gave his dog some and my dog some. And buddy, she's been down for 3 days now. Messed her stomach up. But anyway, any of y'all got any advice on DC to DC chargers? Because I use a lot of power, and I'm charging, but not fast enough. So I'm hoping I can do an extra charger and get my time down half the time what it is now. Still wish it would charge faster than that. Ideal with me would be to be able to pull the batteries down to about 50%, and that would be about 140 amp hours I'd have to put back into them. And it would be great if I could do something like that in 3.5 to 4 hours. Doesn't look like that's going to happen with what I've got. So I've got to work around this, because I have got to have power. But I'm surprised I was running a little electric heater, and it kept it warm in here. And we were in snowed conditions, so it wasn't bad at all running off my batteries. But peace, people. I'm going to try to make a couple more changes to this Beastmobile. I got to order a couple things from Amazon and get this all wired up and see what we got. I hate to make a joke, but it looks like I might be putting a generator on the back and running that going down the road. I've got to figure out how to get my batteries 100% as fast as possible. I think the batteries I have, the Talent Cell Technologies, you can put up to 50 amps back into them. So even with 2 chargers, I'd still be below that ballpark. But that's my dilemma. But I will say, with all the power that I've pulled, my inverter's been on the whole time since I left. I've never cut the inverter off. I need it on to run my DVD player and to run the electric heat and the air conditioning. But I'm pretty surprised that I've been gone as long as I have. I'd say it's at least a week. I'd have to go back. This badge can't remember what day he left. But I haven't plugged into shore power since I've been gone. So that's amazing, but I'm still a little down that I don't have my batteries up to 100%. But peace, people. Journeys from old hillbilly.